if you are a restaurant and you're not quite sure, where to push your marketing in 2025, you are in the right place. My name is DeMatteo. I am one of the founders and owners of Bad Rhino Digital Marketing, and I'm excited to walk you through this strategy plan. So what are we going to cover today? Number one is just kind of helping you outline the importance of setting goals and really look at your targets for the year. Some people might not have that info, so we'll kind of help you plan that out. Also looking at your KPIs and tracking, right? So are you looking at KPIs now? If not, this would be a good time to start. We'll also look at mapping out your plan, right? To look at really your budget, the channels, right? So where you're going to market, and then also important trends, right? What's important in the restaurant industry and what you should be thinking about. Really, the entire plan here is to help you not only set up for success in 2025, but the years after. Again, my name is DeMatteo, one of the owners here at Bad Rhino. When we started in 2010, we worked with a lot of restaurants, right off the bat. And then throughout the years, we've continued to have restaurants come to us for help with not only their social, but their entire digital marketing. We help them look at everything from their ad spend to how to engage folks on social, to what they're doing with email, and all the important channels. Just a couple of the restaurants we've worked with, and you can see different things here from Toledo's, which is really ships pasta nationwide, but they're also a heavily known Italian deli out here in the Philadelphia area. A lot of breweries, just restaurants, some grocery stores. You see Kimberton Whole Foods there. And then Suburban Square, which is a large outdoor shopping center here that we help promote all of the restaurants that are at that shopping center. So this is Bad Rhino. This is what we do. You see personalized service, custom strategies, which, every industry is a little bit different, but even with the restaurants we work with, everyone has different needs, right? So while some might be heavier on organic social, some are going to need ads to really push that forward, right? Analytically focused, right? So everything we do, you're going to see data on. And then, the last thing is we do not BS, right? Everything we do, you're going to see, everything's transparent. So setting clear goals. What are your goals for 2025, right? What is your revenue target? Do you know what that means monthly? How many customers you have to have in seats, right? This is just important just to jot this down. If you're not setting these types of goals, then you need to start, because it'll help you work backwards on what you have to do for your marketing. Okay, so have you ever felt stuck, right? You have, maybe an idea of what you want to do, but you're not quite sure. Well, when you have your goals, you can then push forward in those areas. You'll know where you need to either spend some money or, build some content or work with influencers. So really starting with your goals helps to push you forward. All right, so just jot down your current snapshot. What's your current average monthly revenue? What does that mean? How many customers do you serve a month? What's the average order value per table? And then other key metrics, right? What else do you really need to kind of focus on, either maintaining or growing, or what do you want to track this year? Jot all that down. And then what's your long-term vision? What's the annual revenue for 2025 and beyond? How many customers does that mean that you're serving each month? And then obviously those other metrics we talked about. What do you want to continue to track and improve? This is a sample spreadsheet for a different industry. Just keep that in mind, but this is something we can send your way, and I'll have my email in here multiple times. If you're writing it down right now, it's rich@badrunninginc.com. We can help you build this out as well. Or if you want to kind of stop the presentation and write this down, this is just a really easy formula for you to track your goals for the year, right? And how many, and obviously it's saying book jobs, but think of it as customers, right? And leads obviously would be customers viewing either your Google business profile, your social, your ads, whatever that might be. Again, super important, jot down your goals. We've talked about it a couple times already. What's your overall goal? How many customers do you need to get there? How do you want to feel at the end of 2025, right? Think about that feeling. What do you want to get out of the year? What does that mean for you in the business if you get there? Just another sheet we can send your way. This is a marketing budget planner. We can see, what you want the revenue to be, the marketing budget you're going to spend. Obviously, usually it's around 10% is what most industries are spending of their revenue. So, and then you could break it down by month. Different businesses are going to have, different times they are spending a bit more depending on where they are, what they do. Again, this is something we can send your way. Just reach out. So your marketing strategy, we're going to run through some things here, right? Now, keep in mind, this is something we suggest as our accelerated growth model Doing all these things will set you up for success. Certainly have some customers and brands that just do a couple of these, but when you focus on all of them, you're gonna really push forward and faster than your competitors. So number one is gonna be driving customers, maximize conversions, and optimize results. So we'll start with driving customers, the organic SEO, right? How do people find you online? Okay, so for restaurants, some of this will be more important than others. I just suggest reading through this. The GMB, which is obviously Google Business Profile, which is where you're going to claim your Google Business Profile, optimizing maps. Always push for new reviews, right? That's a big deal. It's bigger than most people think, and really responding back to those reviews. You can add new content weekly to this Google Business Profile. I always suggest that. And then optimizing your services and products. For services and products, that's going to be the food, right, that you offer. But if you also do catering, or if you have parties or group events, you want to have all that in place. Ongoing content, right, new blogs if your website has it. And then there's other things on here, right, with on-page SEO that we can talk through as well. This is just an example of the organic increase in just 60 days we helped with one of our clients. This is a plumber, obviously, so a little bit different. But the same principles all apply, and you can see that just in 60 days, 68% increase in organic SEO. And this doesn't include the paid traffic that we're providing as well for them. So, you can see that they're number 2 for plumber near me. You want to be on the first page for the type of restaurant you are in the area you are. So if you are a Thai restaurant, Thai food near me, right? You want to make sure you're doing everything you can to appear on the first page. So Google Ads. For restaurants specifically, there's a couple Google Ads we suggest. Number one, Google Performance Max. We'll get into what that means, but basically it means you're everywhere on Google, okay? From email to video to search to pretty much everywhere. And then Google Maps Ads. This ties right into Google Business Profile, and Google only shows a few folks in the maps. You want to make sure you are everywhere there as well. Again, this is what I mean by Performance Max, which is store visits, which means restaurant visits. You're going to be on YouTube, on Google's display network, in search. Obviously you see Gmail there and the maps. So this puts you everywhere, and you really want to focus on Performance Max. Again, something we can help you out with if you're not running Google Ads now. This shows a restaurant we work with, Nico's down in Florida. And this just shows you the results of the ad. This is just from 1 month in October. It's able to track their phone, and then if that phone comes, obviously into the map side, right, into the business, 61 store visits. We can also see that many people were calling in from the ad. 349 people asked for directions to the restaurant, right? And then 44 people actually contacted and reached out to the restaurant as well, on top of the phone calls. The most important thing I'll tell you is, it doesn't show it right here, but we didn't spend a heck of a lot. I believe it was $300 or $400 for the month for all of that. We know for sure that 61 store visits alone is going to be a huge ROI for this restaurant. Google Maps Ads. So what you should know about Google Maps Ads is, when you're looking in the Google Maps, typically only 3 businesses appear. All right, you can see that we typed in sandwich shop near me, and you'll see that there's 3 places with 1 above that's sponsored. If you're able to hit on this and run this ad, you will immediately become the number 1 in the maps, right? It'll be number 1 above everyone else. So you immediately jump over competitors, and obviously it's a pretty big cheat code. So you want to do this as much as you can. Something we can also work out with you. Just another quick formula just to kind of show you, lead cost of leads, conversion rates. This is just another formula we put in place. And again, we can help you with this to look at, what your leads are costing through paid ads, and if there's an ROI for you. So social ads. Okay. So my computer might have glitched there for a second. So hopefully you didn't lose me. So social ads that you should be focusing on. Number 1, direct traffic ads, right? That's going to be driving people away from Instagram or Facebook right to your website. With restaurants, sometimes you can just drive them right to maybe the reservation portal, wherever that might be. But a lot of folks are still going to drive them to the website or to a menu. Promoted posts. Anyone that's not promoting their content on social, I'm telling you, it's a big waste. You want to do that. Your organic content most likely is missing out on, 99% of the area if you're not promoting these posts. And then your growth ads. Something I am a firm believer in is growing your Facebook page, and that will feed Instagram. It'll feed other campaigns. Everyone can agree that if you're in, I don't know, a small city somewhere and you have 1,000 people on your Facebook page, that's great. But what if you could have 5,000 people on that Facebook page, and if they're all from that area, will all of them come eat at your restaurant? Probably not. But over the course of 2-3 years of them seeing your consistent content, will more of them come in? I would say absolutely, right? So growing your page, doing what you can there. Social media is not all about growth, but in some industries it absolutely is, and restaurants are one of them. Social ads for traffic. This is just showing a few examples of how we've promoted the farmers market at one of our clients, Suburban Square, just to get some traffic. You can see here we drove 1,600 link clicks at 46 cents per click in this one campaign. It's a carousel ad, so there's multiple images. We're showing different parts of this. Wildly successful for traffic and just getting that brand exposure and awareness up. Here's another one where we're promoting a post. Now, it doesn't look great, but this is a menu. It's not meant to look great. It's actually meant to give people just information. With that said, 35 people shared this. And this is a pretty small area in Central Florida. 57 comments, a lot of engagements, but the big thing is 35 people shared it with their friends and family, right? They put it on their own profile. You can imagine, I hate saying the word viral, but this gets a ton of extra exposure and reach when you do it this way. 35 shares is a pretty big number for a post like this. And then growth ads. This is just one example. We spent $90 and had 187 new people follow, right? That's 50 cents per new follower. Very simple image, right? It doesn't look super attractive, but we're just trying to promote something that people might drive by and see. Simple ad, right? Anyone can create this. The execution where we're continuously optimizing the audience and changing up the ad copy, maybe changing up the images, that's where the work comes in. But all we're looking for is just get new people every month. $90 got us almost 200 new people in the area to follow this restaurant. Okay, your website. So this is just something to read through, right? Things you need to have on your website. Be real, right? Use authentic images of your restaurant. Obviously, don't look at stock images. You can see video. If you have video or you want to create it, put it on your website. Even short form videos are good for your website. Social proof, get those reviews from Google Business onto your website. Make sure your contact information is easy. Phone number, a lot of folks still do want to call, especially for reservations or for asking questions or for large groups. Make sure that's there. You can embed your Google Maps location right on the website. Just kind of look through all this, right? The menu, make sure it's easy to find. Make this more of like a checklist for your website. If this is overwhelming or you don't have any of this, just reach out to us. We can give a quick look and then provide some thoughts and recommendations for a new website for you, or just how to optimize your current site. We always look at website performance, right? Obviously just from organic sessions, paid sessions, what's the bounce rate, all that stuff, where people are coming from. We're just showing the click-to-call ratio here, which I think is huge for restaurants. So if you're not tracking any of this from Google Analytics, just obviously reach out. We can help you with it. Another SEO summary, right? So you can see sessions, organic sessions, how many users. If this is, again, confusing to you, you don't know where this is, please reach out to us. And this is just some of our case studies. You can see we have Nico's on there. We have other industries we work with. Give us a look at badrhinoinc.com. Go to our resources and find our case studies. You can find all of these there. So reputation. So if you're not using your Google business profile to track and build reviews or respond to reviews, you need to right away. There's so much there with that. It's free advertising. You're going to have long-term rankings. You're going to earn leads because people will see that you're responding back to folks and you're there. If you have a negative review on a restaurant, there's nothing more important than responding back to that review really quick, especially for food, right? And if you have great reviews, you want to respond back to them as well, because it just solidifies that relationship with that person, and other people see that you're kind of just a friendly place, and you have people that care, and that goes a long way, especially in your industry. Retargeting. Okay, so there's a lot you can do with retargeting all across the web. This is just looking at the social side. What we're able to do is we can target Instagram and or Facebook, and we could target anyone who engaged with your social account. This is just looking at the social side. You can also target people who've been to your website, but for the social side, you can see we can retarget anyone who's engaged with your social, and then we could tell Instagram or Facebook, hey, just track these folks for 60 days. and you can have them see ads for the next 60 days. So let's say one day they see your ad or they comment. Well, those folks, they're going to keep seeing your content and your ads because that's what we're telling social to do. And if you are like me, if you see a burger that looks really good and you see it one time, you might not want it. You see it 3 times, you might start to want it. You see it 7 times, you're probably going to go in there, next time you're thinking of a burger, right? So you want to have people continue to see your content. Total spend. This is your budget planner. We kind of talked about this already. You can see where we have sort of, if you want to remain static, less than 5%, 16 to 15% is moderated growth. And if you really want to accelerate your growth, 15% of your annual revenue, right? So we can talk through this. Not many folks have this. Please reach out with questions if you have any. This is your average cost per lead. This is for different industries here, right? Just transactions by value, by industry. Every industry is a little bit different. Again, we can kind of walk through your restaurant industry and what you're doing and what you're seeing. Just please reach out to us. Another sort of lead tracker here, lead cost, total investment, average cost per lead. You see the calls here, PPC calls, Google Map calls. Just something we track everything for our clients is what I'm kind of getting at here. And if you're not tracking this, you should be, and we can help you with it. And ROI. Obviously, everyone always asks about ROI, and there's a lot that goes into it, and most people don't even know what value they're getting with their current marketing. So a lot of times we have to work backwards, help them with different tracking, look at everything, and then once obviously we start building out plans, we can track much easier. But again, it all starts with knowing where you are now, and we can help with that. So just a fun quote we like to share. Half my advertising spend is wasted. The trouble is I don't know which half. Everything comes from tracking. If you're not tracking anything, how can you know what's working? The same thing goes with your spend. So key takeaways. I just advise you to jot down some of your key takeaways. Where were your biggest takeaways? Was it goal planning? Was it kind of looking at some of those channels? Social ads, Google ads? Are you doing anything with, Maps ads? What are your biggest takeaways and what do you want to get from this? Okay. So as far as plan your focus, this just gives you, and this is something we can share with you. I suggest anyone do this. Jot down each month. What do you want your PPC to focus to be on? Are you going to do email marketing? What's your social strategy going to look like? Are you going to have 20 posts about a new menu item, 1 month? Is it, November, and that's when you guys see more parties coming in, right? So really start to plan out what you want that social content to look like, or the PPC content and email and everything. Obviously yours might be a little bit different, might not have all of these things here, but just even getting one of these areas down will help tremendously. Okay. So we talked about Nico's a couple of times, just a really good case study for us, and we can see everything we're doing is helping. So, what do we see from this campaign just from the first year? 23,000 total engagements, which is great, right? A lot of that's going to be comments, shares, link clicks, everything. The impressions, that's how many screens are seeing their ads. The link clicks, that's obviously the folks going right to the website. And then what I really like to see, just because it's restaurants, 2,000 new social community members, right? So if you can grow by 2,000 on social in a short period of time, you're getting a lot more people than you used to see your content organically, and then also on the paid side. So what did this mean for them, right? So obviously, number one, increased local exposure equals more customers. Confidence, this is a big thing. Confidence that the restaurant will be busy more consistently. That means you're able to hire new staff without kind of fearing you're going to have to let them go if it gets slow all of a sudden. So for them, this is freedom, really. They have more confidence, more customers, and then the ability to hire staff means they can spend more time on the restaurant, not working in the restaurant, right? What would it mean for you? Are you looking just for more time, more freedom, more confidence, more business? What would it mean for you if you had all this happen? And do you need help? So I have a couple of Marty's email here. So you can email both of us, Marty at badrhinoinc.com or myself, Rich at badrhinoinc.com. So just a really quick thing, accelerated growth map. When you do all these things together, it's going to be the quickest way to grow your sales. Now, we mentioned triple your sales here, right? And if you do all these things right, then you are going to get there. So driving leads, organic, like we talked about, the Google ads and social ads, those 3 things, that's going to drive customers in. And if you have customers and they're going to your website, the next thing is you want to make sure you can maximize that visit for conversion. So your website, is it set up to explain to customers how to get to your restaurant easy? Can they reach out? Can they call you? Can they make reservations? What's next when they get to your website? Reputation. Are you responding back to customers everywhere, from Google to social? Are you making sure it's easy for your team to find those reviews? And then retargeting, like we talked about. Not everyone goes to a restaurant the first time they're there, right? Whether they're researching or just like they stumble on your website, how do you keep them coming back? And then lastly, optimize your results. What's your total spend? What's your average cost per lead? What's your ROI? You have to track everything to know all these numbers. If you do it, you can improve things pretty quick. Again, this is our crash method. We call this the crash method because it's if you don't know, a group of rhinos is a crash. So this is everything. Right? When you work with us, we're looking at all these. Now, not all these always apply, but what can you automate? What's your social like? What's your PPC? Are there online local directories you should be a part of? Some industries have more of those than others. That could just be a local Facebook group, right? What's your SEO, your organic strategy, your paid ads, your retargeting? All this goes together to accelerate your results. What are your top 3 action items? Is it to optimize your social? Is it to optimize your Google? Is it to reach out to Bad Rhino? We can help with all of them. What are your top action items? Again, accelerated growth model also, right, considered our crash marketing system. Drive leads, maximize conversion, optimize results. Those 3 things have to happen all the time, okay? So what we covered, setting clear goals and targets for the year. Do you know where you're trying to go for the year, right? Realign those KPIs and tracking. Map out your plan. What's your budget? Which channels are most important to you? And any important trends. Where do you want to be for your restaurant for the year? And then, how do you set up massive success for 2025 and beyond? So this is something you can reach out to. We can look at your online visibility. We can look at your keywords. We'll look at your social presence. We'll take a look at your website really quick. If you're not sure where to start, this is a good way to go. You can go to our website, badrhinoinc.com, and go to our contact form. Or again, you can email me, rich@badrhinoinc.com. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. My email is rich@badrhinoinc.com. Thank you.